A portion of this video is sponsored by Card Trader. Stick around to learn more and get a cool discount code you can use to purchase cards from all over the world. What is going on, everybody? Hitmonchan here, back again with another Pokemon trading card game GLC video. Today I'm joined by my good friend Luigi.
What's up, guys?
We are going to be playing some GLC today again, and today we got some archetypes which you might be like, I've never even heard of this before. It's not just a standard Psychic deck or a standard Water deck. I'm playing specifically Rapid Strike Water, and Luigi is playing Lost Zone Psychic. You thought the Lost Zone was bad in Standard.
Yeah, you thought you were sick of Sableye in Standard now.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
Here.
In GLC, Lost Zone is quite crazy, and Rapid Strike actually has some love as well. So we're just gonna go through the archetypes really quickly and then hop into the game here. But to start off, Rapid Strike is just like Rapid Strike, kind of in the standard format. You have your Octillery as your draw engine with Rapid Strike Search, because it can search for, any Rapid Strike card, and then you put it right into your hand. And one of our main attackers in the deck is Cloyster. It is a Rapid Strike Pokemon, so you can use Rapid Strike energy on it. And basically, Aqua Split is a pretty solid spread damage attack. It does 60 to the active and 30 to 2 of your opponent's benched Pokemon. And now, if your opponent's Pokemon, I should say, are really, not evolved up, or they have really low HP, Aqua Split can actually pike them down pretty quickly. And Cloyster has a bit of bulk as well with the Shell Armor ability, taking 30 less damage from attacks. This deck isn't all about spread though. We do have Palafin in here with Justice Kick. Didn't really get to see much play in Standard, but in GLC it is a menace because you can do 210 damage for 2 energy as long as you move from the bench to the active spot this turn. And now I'm not going to go through the entire list. I want to save some surprises for the video. So that is what Water Rapid Strike is looking like.
So yeah, Lost Zone, it's a weird archetype in GLC because not only do you only get one of your key cards like Comfy, Sableye, and Chorus, which, as you know from Standard, are like basically what you want to be cycling all the time. You also have to be worried about what you're Lost Zoning because you only have one of every card. So you can't be like, oh, well, I have more of this. So it's a pretty weird archetype to play, but when it sets up, Sableye is like super strong in GLC because 1 energy, 120 everywhere on the board, especially when the format has a lot of lower HP Pokemon because they're only one prizers. It can be fun. And you get access to some other cards that are interesting in the Lost Zone from the older Lost Zone stuff. So we have the Banette from Lost Origin here, which allows you to cycle choruses by putting it and all cards attached to it. No, just it, which counts as Shuppet as well. So it allows you to basically put 2 cards in Lost Zone and get back a supporter. So it works really well with Chorus because in combination, if you played the Chorus and then Banette, that's still 4 cards, or if you Banette and then Chorus, it's 4 cards in the Lost Zone. And then there's an older card, Lost Blender, which is super strong, which is just to put 2 cards from your hand into the Lost Zone and draw a card. So with, these, and then there's some other items in the, like Lost Vacuum, and even stuff like VS Seeker, Palpad allowing you to recycle Chorus's Experiment, you can really, really fuel your Lost Zone faster than you would think in a format where you only have 1 Chorus.
All right, would you like to call the coin flip?
I will call Tails.
It is heads, so I'm going to choose to go first. Or sorry, second.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
what I meant.
Too used to Standard.
I know. Oh my gosh.
I did happen to mulligan here, so...
I do have a basic Pokemon. Okay. I forgot about Lost Vacuum is another one that is really good for you.
Yeah, so you effectively have like 2 cards that just say put 2 cards in the Lost Zone into your deck,
Yeah.
So you want to make sure you're getting consistency. That's actually not horrible, so I'll take it.
All said and done, I think we are ready to go.
Yep.
Good luck.
Good luck.
I will draw my roll again. I think you're going first, right?
Yep, I will draw for turn. I think I want to lead off with a Hisuian Heavy Ball here, so I can look at my face down prize cards, put a basic Pokemon into my hand, and then shuffle that back. Yeah, that works. I have like okay prize cards. Like there's some cards like I'd rather much not see these kind of cards in the prizes, but you gotta work with what you gotta work with, and there's no Sableye, Comfy, or Chorus in here, so that's what I'm happy to see. So I think off the Hisuian Heavy Ball, I'm gonna get Marshall.
Okay.
Which can help because you can play it on your first turn, and it effectively acts as a judge. So it's really strong against Jonathan because he got an extra mulligan here. So he sees an extra card.
And it goes away.
Yep. So instead of having 8 cards effectively, I slice that down to a nice half.
Ooh.
If you like to cut my prize cards.
That didn't actually change anything, but it looked funny.
I think I'm going to play a Trekking Shoes here so I can look at the top card of my deck. This was the top card. I don't think I really need it that much here, so I think I'm going to discard it and draw the next card. Oh wow, that's actually a really good top deck. Top deck. Off the Trekking Shoes, I found a Comfy, so go ahead and bench that. I'm also going to play a Fog Crystal, so I can search my deck for a Psychic Energy or basic Psychic Pokemon. I think what I want to get here is my Mr. Mime. So normally in Psychic GLC decks, you'll see there's an Unbroken Bonds Mew that has a bench barrier. I won't spoil why that one's not allowed to be played because there's a better Mew for this deck. But there is another Psychic Pokemon with bench barrier, and that is a Mr. Mime from somewhere in the Plasma era. But I will grab that.
Plasma Frieza, I think.
Yeah, Plasma, one of them.
One of the Plasmas.
So I'll go get that established now. I know he can't really attack next turn for anything crucial, but just establishing this Pokemon helps me not need to worry about finding it later. So it can protect my Comfey, my Esper, stuff like that on the bench.
Tongue Slap for 10 is gonna be crazy.
Yeah. I'm going to attach for turn to my Esper. And then I think I just want to... I can go like all in here. I think, you know what? I think it might be time to start. I'm gonna play a Training Cord.
Okay.
Retreat into Comfey. Use the Training Cord to put the Psychic Energy back into my hand. And I'm gonna play Lost Vacuum to put Guzma in the Training Cord into the Lost Zone. And then I will march out.
Alright, we're gonna let loose here. Yeah, I have Ball Guy in my hand, so I don't really appreciate that let
that's
loose.
Good to see going.
Yeah, so now I am very much so at the mercy of this this let loose march out.
4. I think from here I'm going to play the Nest Ball, so I can switch my deck for a basic Pokemon and put it onto my bench. And from here I'm going to go get Sableye. Just good to get him down early, so I don't have to worry about finding him in the late game. He's just there. He can chill. Now I think we're going to start with the first flower selecting. 1 and 2. Yeah, I don't think I need the escape rope right now, and this card can be very crucial. I don't know if I'm going to play it yet. I think from there I just want to pass.
Okay. Now, the future depends on a top deck. Okay, we have possibilities here. I'm going to start by playing down Brooklet Hill. I'm going to use it. Actually, hold on. I might hold off on using this, actually. I think I'm going to go for the Cynthia first. That was my top deck. Otherwise, my hand was, like, really bad. So now I get to draw a nice 6 cards. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. They are 6 cards. So I think the way that we're going to play this one is we're going to start with Hisuian Heavy Ball. Hisuian Heavy Ball is going to let us look at the prizes. And they are some of our prize cards, 100%. They are cards that are prized. So we're gonna shuffle those up really quickly. And I'll just lay these guys back down. And yeah. I'm gonna go for the Brooklet Hill here. And this Brooklet Hill is gonna grab me. Where are you? Where are you? It's gonna grab me my Remoraid. It's gonna come into play. Thankfully, I can't get Sableye. I'm almost there.
Can I? 1, 4. Use 4 cores, 6, 7, or 6. Blender 8. No, I can't get there. Selecting. Interesting too. I think Compressor's not doing me much here. It's usually good because if you have VS Seeker in your hand, it effectively acts as a search card. There's even a card called Gengar from Lost Origin that's good to dump. But I think I want to save the other card because it might be more crucial in the late game. Now I'm going to play Pokegear 3.0. So I can look at the top 7. Hopefully a Chorus is sitting in there. It's not, but a Clay is. Clay is like, it's a very fun card to play in this deck. I think it's just good to rip the Clay here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's actually not too bad. We did hit the Mew, but we did get a Rescue Stretcher in there, so that is a way to get the Mew back. Mew, Gladian, and Psychic Energy all get discarded. Then the Rescue Stretcher, the Acrobike, the Trainer's Mount, and the Switch will all come into my hand. I think from here I'm going to want to play Trainer's Mail. So I look at the top 4, and I can put a card from among them into my hand. I think that'll be the chorus.
I think that's an important one to have.
Yeah, I think we want that one in our hand. So just keep thinning. I'll play Acrobike. So Acrobike is kind of like trekking shoes. Instead of looking at one and then choosing to discard it, you just get to look at both. And then you get to discard one and keep the other one. I think from here, I'm going to discard the Mewtwo. It is a strong card in the deck because with its Mind Report ability, when you bench it, you can put a supporter card from your discard pile back on top of your deck. So it's a good way to recycle Chorus. But because I don't need to recycle Chorus at the moment, I think it's just better off there. I think I'm just going to start prepping my Sableye. There's no really point not to, in my opinion, at the moment, like off the top of my head. And then from there, I think I just want to pass.
Okay, I'm gonna draw for a turn here. And yeah, things aren't looking fantastic. Gonna evolve into Cloyster first and foremost. And then I think next up I'm gonna play the Brooklet Hill. Brooklet Hill is going to be pretty good to get me some support Pokemon down. I do want to grab the Sobble here. Take a look what else is in the hand. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting game here because I'm just going to get the Sobble down. I want to maximize my outs to getting out of this hand because it's not serving me too well. So we're going to shuffle the deck up. From there, it's going to be an incredible Lusamine to put Cynthia back into my hand.
Sometimes it's got to be like that.
And it's going to be a pass for me.
Okay, I will draw for my turn. I think I'm just going to start off by playing Chorus's Experiment. So look at the top 5. I think from here, as much as I have the Esper on my bench, I don't think there's anything in this I want to... I think I would rather keep these 4 more than I would. And the Esper still can be a decent attacker. Ear Kinesis can help me pick up KOs in the late game. So I think I'm going to discard the Ultra Ball and the Meowstic here. Or discard Lost Zone, my bad. So we're at, what, 6 cards in Lost Zone? I'll start with the Flower Selecting. Off the 2 here, should probably just be basic Psychic. Mystery Energy can come in a little more clutch, giving the Pokemon it's attached to 2 less. I'll put the Mystery Energy on the Esper, just as a pivoter that isn't comfy. And then I think from there, it's looking like it's probably just gonna be a pass.
Okay, I'll draw for the turn here. It's a Water Energy off the top, which I don't really want. I'm gonna start with Brooklet Hill. I'd rather just get find my Rapid Strike energy and start a swinging with Cloyster. I think it's really important here that I'm able to do that. And the Rapid Strike energy is in the deck, which is good. So I want to start by... This is kind of tough here because it's like, you know, it's very possible he gets to the Sableye next turn and I'm going to get 2 of these guys picked off on the bench. I'm kind of just expecting that at this point. So I think probably grabbing Snom is my best bet here. I don't have any other Pokemon for an engine, so being able to just kind of support, you know, with like attaching energies and that kind of thing can be really, really crucial. So that was off of the Brooklet Hill right there. Before I keep shuffling, I'm literally just gonna go and play that Cynthia, like that earlier, and we're gonna just shuffle this hand away.
No, you're good.
To draw a nice 6 cards, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that is 6. So, okay, we actually are able to make some magic happen here, which is pretty good. I can start with a Level Ball, and Level Ball can go ahead and grab me Drizzile, my good pal, who's here. I know he is. Oh, he's the top card of the deck. Okay. So we're gonna use it, and then Shady Dealings will come into play. Shady Dealings can actually get us any trainer card we want. The trainer card in this case is going to be Dive Ball. Dive Ball can get played, and Dive Ball can get us Octillery with Rapid Strike Search, because Dive Ball just grabs any water Pokemon. Now from here, we're gonna start kind of preparing our guys a little bit. I'll Quick Ball Away Ball guy, and now we're gonna grab something else important. You know, I don't really, I'm not too sure who I want to get on the bench here. Thinking maybe Articuno, but that needs the Snom in play. I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna grab, I don't know. It's tough. We're gonna grab Finizen here off of the Quick Ball. Then we'll go ahead and use Rapid Strike Search. Rapid Strike Search can get me that Rapid Strike energy that I've been looking for. So we are so back, as they say. We're gonna be able to start swinging here. Unfortunately, no bench damage because of that Mr. Mime. But yeah, and now while I'm at it, actually, I do think that that's fine. There's something else I want to play in the hand. From there, the Rapid Strike energy is going to go right onto my Cloister. And to finish off the turn, it's just going to be an Aqua Split for only 60 on the active
Because you can pick 2 Pokemon, but Bench Barrier just prevents the damage. So there, I will draw for turn. That's an interesting card to draw. Don't think it matters much right now. I'm first going to start with a Rescue Stretcher, so I can put a Pokemon from my discard pile back into my hand, or I can shuffle 3. I think from here I just want to put a Pokemon back, and I think that Pokemon is going to be the Mewtwo. That gets back in my hand. When I bench the Mewtwo, using Mind Report, I can put a supporter card from my discard pile back on top, that being Colress's Experiment, and then I can Flower Selecting back into it. Yeah, that's actually a really good card, especially because Vibe Compressor is gone, and Ultra Ball, so there's not really a way for me to efficiently get Gengar in the discard pile. So seeing it in the Lost Zone is not something that I'm super scared of. Then I can also play Colress's Experiment, so I can look at the top 5. Lost Zone 2, and I can keep, or Lost Zone, yeah, 2. Yeah, I think at this point, I mean, discard Love Ball and Floatstone. Floatstone would be nice to have, but I have the effectively better version on U-turn board because everything on play, other than the Mewtwo, has 1 retreat cost. And if that ever gets discarded from play with something like a Field Blower or if Comfy gets knocked out, well then it comes right back to my hand, so I can recycle it. And then from there, I can use U-turn board to retreat for free into my Sableye. And I do have 10 in the Lost Zone now, which is pretty big. Don't know if I want to do anything else. Actually, yeah. I can play Energy Retrieval, so I can get 2 basic energy cards from my discard pile back into my hand, which I have because of the first turn. I'm going to attach just 1 off of the retrieval, and I'll attach it to Mewtwo just in case it tries to get boss stalled. I can attach 1 to retreat it, so that's a decent option for me. And then I will Lost Mine, so I get to put, now that I have 10 cards in Lost Zone, I can put 12 damage counters anywhere I like. I think I do just want to take both of the 50 HPs.
Yeah, I figured.
And I think I want to, I'll put the 10 on the Cloister, so it brings that into Sableye range. I think I'll also put 10 onto the Drizzile.
Okay.
I get 2 prize cards off of that.
Now, as many of you may know, it's been a while since I've played GLC, and I've been wanting to get back into creating the high-quality tabletop content like the video you're watching right now. But I find it hard to source a lot of the older GLC staples, or even some art rares for a little bit of bling from my local card shop. And that's where today's sponsor, Card Trader, comes into play. Card Trader is a global marketplace of a bunch of different sellers from across the entire world that lets you buy any card you want in a single shipment. It's not only for Pokemon, it's for other card games like Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, and basically anything else you could think of. This service works perfectly and makes your experience a breeze thanks to their Card Trader Zero service. Card Trader Zero allows you to shop from many different sellers across the world and ship everything to the Card Trader warehouse, where they will check your shipment for quality, deal with all the international fees and customs, and then send it right back to you so you know that your purchase is protected. I'm adding a few things to my cart to complete my new and improved Psychic GLC deck. All I need to do is click the yellow button with the Add to Cart with Card Trader Zero, and then Card Trader lets me know that they've got my back. Then I simply check out as normal, and I can sleep easy knowing that my purchase is protected and the quality is assured thanks to their total safeguard. I highly recommend trying out Card Trader. Click the link in the description to join with my code and use code HITMON5 to get 5% off your first purchase on the site. And remember, this can be any card from across the entire world. Thanks to Card Trader for sponsoring this video, and now let's get back into some high quality GLC action.
Now the pressure is on. It's going to be challenging to continue this here, but we're going to draw for turn. We can start with the Nest Ball that we top deck. Take a peek at what's happening in the deck here. Not having access to Snom, and Snom's just going to continuously get knocked out. If I put it back into play, is going to be a bit rough here, I think. So it limits my attacking options for sure. And I think I just got to start by putting some big, basic guys. Just get them into play here. I think that's kind of got to be what we go for. Yeah, to start, the Nest Ball is going to grab me Tapu Fini. Then I'll play the Brooklet Hill, which is going to grab me Lapras. And actually, I don't know if I want Lapras. Maybe I do want Articuno. If I'm able to power it up, I don't know. It's so difficult. But yeah, I think I'll grab Articuno. It's tough because its Tri-Edge costs 3 energy, but it could also be good to try and stall by putting one of Luigi's Pokemon to sleep if I need an extra turn. And not having that much energy acceleration is going to be pretty painful, I think. Actually, I should have done that because I'm in a Professor's Letter.
Yeah.
Professor's Letter is going to grab me 2 water energy. And these 2 water energies, I can start attaching to some Pokemon. While I'm here, I think I'll Rapid Strike Search as well. Just keep thinning this deck out. Lapras can go right there. These water energies go right into my hand. And my supporter choice for turn is going to be Gladion. So I get to look at all my face down prize cards. And I get to grab a single card from there. And I'm thinking the right card to grab for the situation is going to be Inteleon with Shady Dealings. And Gladion replaces it, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you shuffle it in. And now with that Shady Dealings, I can continue to grab more cards from my deck and begin to hopefully start taking some prize cards here, because now the clock is counting down. I'll start with the Shady Dealings Inteleon. It's going to let me grab any 2 trainer cards that I wish. And those 2 trainer cards are going to be, drum roll please, they're going to be, thinking Silent Lab is an important one to grab here. Getting rid of that Comfey could be pretty good. I put Sableye into range of getting knocked out by a Inteleon later down the line, because his Cloyster is very likely going down next turn. But maybe Silent Lab isn't the correct choice here. I don't know. This is tough because we don't have a way to recover it. So if he has another way to get rid of the Silent Lab, then we're in a pretty bad spot. So I'm thinking right here, I think Silent Lab, and I think I'm actually gonna grab N as well for next turn.
Yep. Just like standard Lost Zone, I have a lot of cards in hand, so N for next turn can help definitely get rid of that hand size.
Yeah, getting rid of that ability to recycle the Sableye is gonna be
14 cards in hand.
14 down to probably, well, 3 or 2, depending
We'll see
on what happens here. And I will go for an attachment on this Inteleon. Getting it ready for the next turn is gonna be very important. And yeah, I don't know. This is pretty tough. I don't know if I want to drop the Silent Lab just yet. I'm only going to be taking, because Aqua Bullet does 20 spread, so I think that dropping the Silent Lab now is kind of fine. And then from here, we can go for the Aqua Split. We do 60 to Sableye, 30 on the Comfey for sure, which is going to make it knocked out. And the other 30 damage, I think, is kind of tough to place somewhere, but kind of want to place it on that Esper there, just to make it a little bit easier to knock out.
Okay, so Comfey gets knocked out, but I do get the U-turn board back into my hand. And then I will draw for turn. Interesting. So I think here I will play the Rescue Carrier, so it allows me to put 2 Pokemon with 90 HP or less from my discard pile back into my hand. So from here I'll grab myself Mew and Comfey. Those guys will go back into my hand. I'm gonna bench the Mew, which its Memories of Dawn allows me to copy the attacks of my basic Pokemon in play as long as they have the necessary energy. I will attach a Horror Psychic Energy onto my Mew. I'm going to... I did find myself a Field Blower, so I think I will get rid of that Silent Lab. Keep my bench Pokemon protected. Hopefully we don't see that card come back, especially because Luzamine is down. But VS Seeker I don't think is. So, I also want to play a Foul Pad here. So I think I'm just gonna get back the cores. Gladiator might just skip out too. Actually, Gladiator might be relevant, so I'm gonna get Gladiator back as well because I don't know what is in my prizes from the earlier heavy ball. This turn, because I saw him having the end, I kind of want to start prepping my deck with stuff like Chorus in it, stuff supporters. I also want to start burning cards out of my hand that I know I'm not going to need, so I'm not wasting cards.
Yeah, that's one of the challenges with doing a Shady Dealings like that. Preparing is you give your opponent knowledge. Okay, that's what I'm going to be doing next turn.
Play Hisuian Heavy Ball. Once again, nothing in there. That is a basic Pokemon. I grabbed the one basic earlier, so I can just shuffle that up. Put those back. I think I'm okay with putting the turn board onto Mewtwo. Give it effectively one retreat, which is good, so you can't just boss it up later. I think I want to play Switch here as well. I can retreat my Sableye into the Mew, just to conserve some damage. Don't think.
I'm guessing Memories of Dawn have any Pokemon in play.
My basics.
Basics in play, yeah.
I think it's just mine.
It's just yours, yeah.
Yeah, so I could copy like Shadow Punch or Cybolt. You know, crazy. I think I'm gonna play Hexmaniac.
Okay.
So until the end of Jonathan's next turn, each Pokemon I play.
Then you can't use Memories of Dawn though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe we don't play that. I gotta read my cards. So yeah, I think I just want to Sableye then. Well, I'll copy Lost Mine. So I'll put 100 here. And then I'll put 20 on the Inteleon.
Okay. All right. So no knockout coming out right this second, which I'm pretty fine with. I'll draw for a turn. And I'm going to start with Capacious Bucket. Capacious Bucket can just grab me some energies from the deck and get them out of there, pretty much. That's all I really want. It's kind of like an additional Professor's Letter. You get to basically just use it to search for 2 energy. And all your energy in the stack are water, and then you have the Rapid Strike. So, pretty good card for sure. And now I am thinking what exactly I want to do with this hand here. I actually don't think I want to play the N just yet. I'd actually kind of rather force him to draw more cards and then play it. Then again, this hand right now is still really huge, so it might be beneficial, especially while I still have prize cards I've yet to take. So to start here, I think I want to go for... yeah, you know what? I want to go for an Ultra Ball and get rid of some water energy. I can put a Pokemon in my hand, but it's not really going to be doing too much right now. We'll grab something. None of these guys are evolution Pokemon. We'll grab like a Starmie, for example, just to thin it out of the deck before we get to shuffling it. So that guy, we'll put him here. He's gonna go back in. So just to play the card, mostly to get rid of those water energies. I do have an attachment from hand here, which is going to be pretty good. And I'm thinking I want to attach. See, one of the big problems with this deck is all of my big basics have 120 HP. Which can easily get hit by Sableye. So I'm gonna want to put an energy, I think, on Tapu Fini for now. No, maybe Inteleon is actually fine. I think Inteleon is okay. And then we're gonna go for the end. So we are gonna choose to play that this turn.
Okay, yeah, my big hand goes away.
Yeah, I think, you know, I would have liked him to obviously not have that big of a hand, but I also would have liked him to maybe take a prize card or two, just so he gets one less card. I get to take a nice 5 cards. And now there's nothing too extravagant that I'm gonna be playing here. Again, I'll play an Evo Instance to thin an evolution out of my deck. We'll grab the Starmie again, just because it's funny. And then from there, I'll also go for a Rapid Strike Search, just to, you know, foolproof myself a little bit. I'll grab Karina's Focus out of the deck as well. Just so in case he plays that Hex, for example, I'm not completely limited with the kind of options I have. I still have options to draw cards. So yeah, that's kind of the reasoning for that play right there. These 2 cards will go into my hand. And there's really no reason for me to play anything else down here. So I think we're still going to go and swing with the Aqua Split, and it's just going to KO.
And you'll get return KO'd because
Oh, I get return KO'd? Oh, hold on. That's cringe. Oh, man. I forgot about that card. Yeah, I'm actually not a huge fan of that. If I hit with the Inteleon, I'm going to be going to 100 HP remaining. That Cloyster can still get screwed over after. So it still is probably best to just swing with the Cloyster. And I do get knocked out here, which I didn't realize, but that really does kind of suck.
You just post sharp price at the same time?
Yes.
Do I purple first?
I don't know, to be completely honest. Let's do it at the same time.
Just Mewtwo.
Yeah, I feel like it's like
Mewtwo.
decently obvious. You have pivots. I only have one attacker.
Yeah. Esper. Draw for turn. I think I just want to continuously thin my deck. I'll play the Chorus's Experiment. Top 5. 2 in the Lost Zone. Devolution's fine to go away right now. It would have been cool, but he's put a bunch of one prizers in play. Like 120, not a lot of evolved Pokemon. And I think Comfy can go as well here.
We've come full circle.
Yeah, Comfy's just not something I'm looking to really play a lot in the late game. And also play the other card, Lost Blender, so I can Lost Zone away these 2 cards, which is Gladian and Counter Catcher.
Oh, Counter Catcher is interesting.
Yeah, I was too aggressive this game to really.
I was gonna say, yeah.
And I get to draw a card. I think I'm just going to retreat here into my Sableye. And then I will Lost Mine. I'll do 110 on the Octillery to knock it out. And I'll do the other 10 onto the Inteleon to bring it to 240.
Yeah, so that is a bit of a challenge. I thankfully will be able to get the Sableye knocked out this turn, but I don't know what he has to return. What does the Esper do?
So Esper is for Psychic and double colors. This is active 20 damage to one of your opponent's benched Pokemon for each damage counter on that Pokemon.
Okay.
So if you have 1 damage counter, 20, 2, 40, and so on and so forth.
Okay, so let me draw for turn. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm thinking here, I kind of want to start by going for... I'm kind of just deciding what I'm going to be actually swinging with this, like, this next turn. I don't have many turns left. There's not too much I can do right now. So I think I'm going to play the Rhyhorn, and Rhyhorn's going to let me accelerate some energy back into play. A big problem with this deck is that all your big guys, like I said, have a 3 energy attack cost. Once you lose your Rapid Strike energy, that becomes infinitely harder to accomplish. But I think I want to put it on Tapu Fini.
Yeah, I've been thinking of ways to try to recover Rapid Strike energy in that deck, but it's really just like Silene or Special Charge, which is only the Rapid Strike energy, so nothing really blends as well. I should experiment it because, especially in the late game, if you can't get Frostmoth, the deck's really reliant on Rapid Strike energies.
Yeah, for sure. And now here again, it's a tough call. Like, what exactly do I want to get, right? Like, off of my Rhyhorn, I can grab any card I wish. Okay. I think one of the cards that I want to grab, or the card I want to grab, isn't really anything spectacular. And Mr. Mime is really putting a thorn in my side, but even if I could Aqua Bullet to the bench specifically, I wouldn't actually be knocking anything out here. So it's kind of pointless to like get Via Seeker, get Lucamine, and get Silent Lab for next turn. It's like, what's the point of that, right? Like, there's nothing else at this point in the game that's really good. I think I just want to attach a Water Energy to this Tapu Fini. That was what I grabbed off the Rhyhorn. Big hand, but no energy in it, which is, I guess, a karma for discarding them off of the Ultra Ball earlier. And at this point, again, it doesn't really matter what exactly I swing with, so I will go for the swing with the Aqua Bullet and just take the prize.
So down goes my Sableye. I'll promote Esper. Draw for turn. How many cards do you have in hand?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 big cards.
So I can play a reset stamp. So your opponent shuffles their hand into their deck and then draws a card for each of their remaining prize cards. So like a one-sided end.
Yeah.
Which is really strong in this deck because usually you're not aggressing. So even in the late game, just allowing your opponent to reduce their hand size and keep their answers to a minimum is really strong. While Jonathan's shuffling, I will also play another new card, or not another new card, but just a new card, Tulip, which allows me to put 4 in any combination of Psychic Pokemon and Basic Psychic Energy back from my discard pile. So I just have the 3. Yep, just the 3. So I can get Tulip, Mew, or Tulip. I can get Basic Psychic, Mew, and Sableye. I will bench both the Sableye, and I'll bench and attach to the Mew. I think from here I also am going to retreat into the Mew. I will at this point I can safely scoop up net the Marshadow just to free up my bench and also take away any liabilities in terms of like boss holding like an energy in the active, right? I keep my bench to a minimum, exactly what I need, and then that's it. And then from there I can use Memories of Dawn to copy Lost Mine, and I think I'm just going to knock out to the Inteleon in the active spot.
Makes sense. From here, the choice is clear. We do have to lead Tapu Fini. Fini's gonna come up and we're gonna draw for turn. Now again, we have some decent choices here. But a lot of it is like risky, you know. We're at that point in the game, we need to find some more firepower. And I'm thinking I'm gonna start by going for a Super Rod. Super Rod's going to put literally just 3 energy.
Yeah, it makes sense. At this point in the game, you can't really afford to bench any small guys. Well, granted, you gotta win this, or not win this turn, you gotta prevent me from winning next turn.
That's kind of the challenge that I'm facing right now. So we'll shuffle this deck up a little bit. My best bet is actually to Verse Seeker for N.
Yep, sounds
and
good.
play it right away. So I'll use this N. And yeah, I gotta find an energy off of these 3 cards here, which is like really sketchy. You know, probably should have left one of the search cards in the deck, but again, when you're in a position where you just kind of need to set your board up and you're on the clock, it can be a little bit challenging to, you know, accurately and adequately get set up like that. So now at this point, he's down a lot of energy and a lot of energy recovery. So I'm just hoping he can't pull off an attack. And if he can't pull off an attack, then we're gonna be still in it.
Yeah, hopefully that can
Not guaranteed, but still in it.
Yeah.
I get to draw 3 cards.
That is my 1 card off the top.
And I do not draw an energy.
Yeah.
So I can smash turn and do 30, but then you just
Well, I had let loose to possibly draw 4 more cards if that was the knockout. I had an energy in deck still. I had Professor Letter still in deck.
Oh yeah, so you still have a couple of different
I
outs.
also had VS Seeker or Raihan if you did take the knockout. So VS Seeker can get me Tulip for the energy, or Raihan can just attach it out of my bin. So I'm like, I had and I had Pokestop to possibly get VS Seeker.
Any of them, yeah. Yeah, with a thin deck like that, there's a big chance. I ended up prizing 2 Water Energy too, and the Escape Rope, which I was really hoping to get. So that was a little bit tough. But I think that just goes to show Lost Zone still strong in GLC, but you can only play 1 of every Lost Zone card.
Yeah, Lost Zone is still a really powerful archetype, because just the fact of 120 damage for 1 energy in the late game, especially anywhere you want, being able to pick up smaller HP Pokemon, such as the turn I took the 250 HPs and still had extra leftover damage, it could be really strong. And I did get pretty decently lucky off of the cards I had the Lost Zone. Like, there was not really many cards I lost. Like, I was debating on like the Guzma play like late in the game, like, oh well, it was good just to rush Lost Zone kind of thing.
Yeah, and I think it definitely paid off in your favor, especially capitalizing on the slow start that I had. You know, wasn't able to get a big setup going. I wasn't able to establish my Pokemon before they could get, you know, Lost Mine. Again, not having access to Frostmoth was really tough, because then it puts you in the position where it's like, okay, I'm not going to be able to put my my Snom back into play, because then it just gets Sableye and I just lose faster. So that is kind of the dilemma you face. But I'm still happy we got to show off these two really cool decks. Rapid Strike Water is a ton of fun to play.
Yeah, it's so much fun. I played in the past. Like, it didn't really super set up as well this game, but when it does, it's so much fun.
Yeah, you get to do your little spread damage
Yeah,
everywhere.
you get those big Starmie turns too. It's really fun.
Yeah, that was like another card that we didn't really get to show off, but it's really cool in the end of the game. You saw me grab it, but I didn't really highlight it.
Yeah.
I believe it does 30 damage.
So you discard all water energy from it, and it does 30 damage. Like, you could pick a bunch of your opponent's Pokemon, and for each water energy you discard, it does 30 damage to that Pokemon.
Yeah, so for example, if I had a bunch of energy on the Starmie, I could like discard, let's say, 5 energy and do like 30, 60, 90 to a Comfy, and then 30, 30, 60 to a Sableye or to an Esper or to something else like that. So again, Rapid Strike Water, very, very cool deck. Everything else to say about Lost Zone Psychic?
Lost Zone Psychic is so much fun in GLC, especially because it's just more high roll. It's not as consistent as Standard, you're not going to always do it, but when it gets there, like you see in this game, it just is super powerful and can dominate a game out of nowhere. So I think it's one of the, like, I think everyone should try it, especially if they like Lost Zone in Standard. It's a deck that definitely can draw people to GLC because it's cool. It's very interesting and it's very methodical because you have to combo everything. You have to manage what you're Lost Zoning, and then also even your damage counter.
Yeah, and with all that said and done, thank you all so much for watching. Like the video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. What do you think of both of these decks? Again, we will have the lists in the description. Like the video if you enjoyed, and make sure to dislike it twice if you actually did dislike it. Subscribe to the channel because I'm posting multiple Pokemon trading card game videos every single week, and it would mean the world to me if you subscribed. And once again, thank you to my friend Luigi for joining me, the GLC master himself. He always is a blast to have on the channel. And once again, with all that said and done, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, Hitmonchanning out.